All right, cool. Hi, everybody. Tonight's Monday, April 15th, 7 o'clock p.m. Central Time. If you're in America, happy tax day. Hopefully you all got your taxes done. You're not sitting here with me instead of doing your taxes. Okay, cool. Hi, I see people on this challenge from my previous challenge. If I recognize you, hey, how you doing? So we're here tonight to build a home services, home painting, CloseBot solution for home painter, right? So here's what I did. I created about an hour ago. I spent maybe a half hour. I made a very simple landing page for a website called PicassoPaints.net. So that's the name of our painting company, okay? Picasso Paints. So that's what you're going to see me build. And then when I'm done, I'm going to give you this snapshot and all this stuff, and you'll have all these videos, okay? So here's what's going to happen. So I'm going to share this document with you. This is how I take notes. This is how I did on my last challenge. It's a free tool called Workflowy. So every day you can look at this link, and I'm going to paste it in here. I'm going to paste it back in my school group. Okay. But for now, I'm going to paste the link in here. Okay. So these are the notes. It's free. You can sign up and use Workflowy. It's an amazing, just quick little note taker and, something that makes lists. We're going to use it a lot. I'm going to use it a lot. Okay. So, real quick. Hello, my name is Josh Rosenfeld. I am a chatbot maker. I've been doing it honestly for like 8 months total, to be honest with you. To back up a bit, I was at Zillow. I was a creative director. There was a bunch of layoffs. I got laid off, trying to figure out what I want to do with my life. I'm hit 50 years old. I just got married. I bought a house. I got sick. So I really wanted to change careers. I was a user experience designer and a creative director of user experience designers. So I really love lead gen. I got really hooked on ClickFunnels and then GoHighLevel, which probably a lot of you here in the course did as well if you're into learning how to do it yourself. And then I got into making my own ChatGPT chatbot. Sorry, before that, I was doing electrician leads for EV chargers, home EV chargers. Easy to get the leads, but the follow-up was not that great. So I figured we need a better solution. I got into chatbots. This was like last October. I was doing ChatGPT. Then I got into Zappy Chat, which is great. But I did move over to CloseBot. So this is a CloseBot class tonight. We'll be using CloseBot. If you don't have it, there's a link in my school group to get it, or you can just go to closebot.ai. You could even get a free trial with a single bot, which you can use for this challenge if you want. We're going to use a single bot to start. So tonight, what I want to do is I want to create this painter bot. Okay, before I do, are there any questions or anything before I get into this? Because I'm just going to go flying. Okay, because last time I spent 30 days doing a real estate challenge, and it was like an hour a day, and we built the agency, and we did this, we did that. So I'm not going to show you how to make an offer. I'm not going to show you how to select a niche. None of that stuff. Okay, we're just going to jump right into this. Okay, cool. Let's go. So I have a single page website here for a fictitious company called Picasso Paints. All it's doing is a really simple way to do either a database reactivation. Let's say you have a home services business and you want to hit up your list. This is a great thing you can use for database reactivation. I know you're going to email them and stuff, but if you want to send people here, it would use the same bot that we're about to make. Okay. But this is like a visual landing page that you can advertise to. It's an offer. It's something to get people excited, and it's how we're going to test the bot. Okay. So let's do it. So does anyone, real quick on this call, does anyone not know, just in this chat, in the Zoom, raise your hands if you've never used GoHighLevel and you don't know what CloseBot is, real quick, before I start going at 100 miles an hour. Anyone? Bueller? No? Cool. All right, no one. So everyone knows GoHighLevel. Cool. So in GoHighLevel, and this is the snapshot you're going to get. I have a Picasso Paints, sub account, right? My agency is called Rosenfeld Marketing. So if I go to sites, and again, you guys are going to get this, there's a Picasso Paints landing page. So I'll show it to you. It's very simple. It's just, literally, it's just a simple landing page from a home services snapshot that I had with a background image. You can use this one. You could change it yourself. The only graphics are the background image and the logo. So if you know how to use GoHighLevel, feel free to change that all you want. I'm not going to show you how to do that or show you how to make graphics this time. Okay. So you can change that all you want. All right. So now we have some sort of an offer and a form, etc. But before we really jump in, what I always like to do when I make any bot or start anything new is I like to make a flow chart of what I'm going to do. This makes, if if you're doing this for your own business, it just makes, get your thoughts on paper. But if you're an agency and you're doing this for clients, it's also a document you could share with clients and build with them before you build the bot. So I think it's very, 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 very useful to do this. Okay, so this is a free, not free software, but it's, you can do three charts with three flow charts with it for free, but it's called Lucidchart. It's a very high level application. It also has like fig jam type stuff if you like doing whiteboards and whatnot. But I want to make a flow chart. Okay, so we have our Picasso Paints website, and this is an offer. Okay, we're making an offer right here. I'm also going to make a live chat bot that's general for Picasso Paints. It could go anywhere on any Picasso Paints website. I'm going to do that later. Okay, so for right now, I just want to make this email here. I want to make this bot hook up here. Okay, so what I want to do is let's design this. So I have a Picasso Paints offer, and then it's accessed. We're going to use email only. Okay, I bought PicassoPaints.net, and I'm going to use my agency email address. I'm not going to do SMS. This would work easily with SMS. I just don't feel like paying for an A2P approved phone number. That's the only reason I'm not doing SMS. Okay. Plus, I think emails are really nice with the chatbot. Okay. So Picasso Paints is going to be using an email via form to reach out to them after they've asked for this offer. Okay. So the offer is going to come in. They're going to fill out a form. So it comes in from a form. So this is an offer form. Okay. They're going to come into the bot. We already know their name. And we know their email address. We know their phone. So the bot doesn't need to necessarily ask for any more information, right? Some bots would ask for name, phone, email, but all this bot's going to do is going to say, would you like to offer good? I'm going to call this offer good. So basically what this is going to do is the bot's going to say, do you like this offer? Would you like to accept the offer? If they say yes, it's going to go to a thank you thing. It's going to say, it's just going to be the booking. Very simple. Okay. So it's going to write the booking. But if they say no, this is where it's going to get cool. This is where we're going to really use AI to actually this is a process. We're going to use AI to really help us when someone says no to an offer rather than the old-fashioned way where it's like, okay, sorry, I won't bother you anymore. We're going to sweeten the deal. Okay. And then this deal sweeteners going to go back here. It's going to go on and on and on until they take the offer. And we'll give them all the way. We'll do like, I don't know, we'll just offer them a couple of different things like, free paint or whatever. And then the other thing I want this bot to do, because I'm going to use a single bot for this, is I want this bot to actually, before it books, I want it to ask them, they're going to take the offer, and then it's going to say morning or afternoon. Because I want to show you all the technique to switch. So this will allow us to do dynamic calendar switching right in the bot itself with the workflow that we'll set up. And this will be dynamic booking to one of two calendars. So this is not the same thing as the release that just came out the other day, where you could, use a pull down menu. We're going to use the custom calendar variable and set it in GoHighLevel actually. Okay. All right. So they're going to come in. They will come in from the offer. All right. The offer. Do you like the offer? No. We're going to sweeten the deal just probably once. If they say, oh, it went backwards. If they say yes, it's going to say, do you want a morning or afternoon appointment? And then based on that, we're going to set the calendar. And then we're going to say thank you. And that's going to be our terminator. It's going to stop. And you can send them a link. Well, I don't have any other pages to show them, so I'm not going to do that. But you could send them a link, and I'll show you what you could do with that. Okay, so this is going to be bot number 1, our main bot. So we'll call this Picasso. This is the offer bot. Okay. Like I said, we're going to make 2 bots. We're going to have an offer bot for this page itself. Okay. I know I said this was going to be a 1 bot challenge, but I don't know. It kind of needs to. What I'm also learning is most businesses need at least 2 or 3 bots to do most basic activities. But you could try with a single bot and get pretty far, but I am going to use 2 bots, I decided. Okay, cool. All right. Now, let's see. So this is the Picasso offer bot. Okay, so we're going to build that. And then I'm going to duplicate this, and we're going to make, and the reason I want to do the flow charting at the same time is I want to be able to share knowledge bases and stuff, and we're going to use ChatGPT to write fake knowledge base articles and things. So I'll show you how to do that separately from using CloseBot. We're going to do it in chat, OpenAI. All right. So this is going to be the Picasso. We'll call this the facts, frequently asked question, facts bot. Facts bot. Okay. Cool. All right. So this one is going to be different. This is going to be Picasso Paints. We're going to do a live chat widget, which means anyone could come into this thing. And the reason I want to do a different bot is this. In the first bot, let me label this real quick because I'm going to share this with everybody. So this is the offer bot. Okay, and this is the facts bot, and it will schedule also, but it's mostly a facts bot. You can call it scheduling bot, it doesn't matter. All right, so this is going to be the live chat. I'm going to share this with everyone in the group right this second. This flow chart, so you can follow along if you want in real time. Let's see. I'm going to change this. Any Lucid users. Okay, so I'm going to paste this in the chat here. I'm going to paste it here as well. So here is one of the notes. Lucidchart, I'll make that look nicer. I'm going to paste this in the chat for everybody right now. Chat, there we are. 2 bots are better than 1, Paul. You got that right. 2 bots make it easier, frankly, because you can, the more bots you have, the more simple each bot can be. So it's kind of like, I don't know. Yeah, you need to keep track of a few more. And if you are an agency and have like 6 house painting clients and they each have 3 bots, that's, do the math, 18 bots, I think, right? I mean, that is a lot of bots to manage, but it won't be like that forever. This is, we're pioneers here, right? Okay, so it's going to come in on live chat. And then now I know that I need to ask it a few things. I need to ask it for name. And I'm going to stack these, meaning I'm going to stack the objectives, and I need phone, and I'm going to need phone, email, because we don't know anything about them necessarily if they don't fill out that form, right? Phone, email, that's it. Cool. And then this will then go to a booking. They can ask questions whenever they want. So I'm going to add a step in the front of this flow. This is going to be booking. Single calendar booking. And I want to add a step in between this for this bot. It's going to be the facts bot. So it is going to say, have any questions about, hey, what's up? You have any questions? Then it'll ask their name. It's a little friendlier, maybe. Okay, cool. This isn't a decision, so I'm going to take this out. This is going to be, any questions? Okay, cool. All right, so now we have 2 bots. We have 2 bots, 3 calendars. So we're going to have a booking calendar here. We're going to have 2 calendars here for booking the appointment for the painting, right? Obviously, this is very simple. I'm doing another bot, for instance, for pressure washing, and it's super sophisticated where it has a bunch of calendars based off of every hour, like 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hours. It does an estimate, all this stuff. So they can get very sophisticated. We're not going to have time to do that in 4 days. Okay. Any questions before I keep going? Raise your hands. No? Okay, cool. I will keep going. So we have 2 bots here that we're going to be building. Okay. Here is the Lucidchart. Let me make this a little nicer. Lucidchart. I'll tab this in, make it a little nicer. Okay, cool. All right, now, okay, so in my, so this is the only web page we're going to be using. All right. We are going to be doing live chat, but I'm not going to get that on there yet. I think I'll do the live chat widget first. Maybe I will do that first. That's easier. So let's do the live chat widget. So I'm going to turn on the live chat widget. I'm going to go to the live chat widget. We need to change some things. So I want the chat bubble. Hi there, have a question. Not text is here. Get rid of that because this is not the, you need to change the chat type from SMS to live chat. Okay, so it looks like that. That's why I don't want to say text us. You don't need to say that. The image is fine of the person. Enable, so return visitors will see this. Welcome back, Josh. How can we help you today? That's fine. You can't really edit it. The widget window's fine. I don't like the intro message. How can I help you? Okay, CTA is send. No, we don't need that. We're not going to show this. Powered by. So turn off powered by. We got to turn off this email thing. We don't want that. We don't want the consent checkbox. Okay, fallback. Make sure you turn the fallback to 15 minutes. It's at 5 minutes right now, and that's not very much time. The whole message will be gone in 5 minutes, which isn't that much time. So the max is 15, which isn't enough time, but whatever. And here's a message that it says if someone doesn't respond in 15 minutes, it's going to say, you know, it looks like this is too long. Sorry. Come back later. Okay. Chat close, do an activity, 15 minutes. Chat close due to user activity. There's nothing you can do about that. Acknowledge reading, blah, blah, blah. Feedback message, blah, blah, blah. You're not going to have any of this stuff. Okay. Cool. All right, it's going to look like that. So it's going to work. So now I'm going to save this. Okay. And then we're going to go to the funnel. We'll just turn this puppy on. So it's ready for us. So down here, if you go to chat widget, I'll do that slower. Sorry, but this isn't a GoHighLevel lesson. So you should know how to get to the settings for a funnel page. That's what I did. I went to this landing page and I hit settings. Okay. Cool. All right. So now let's build a bot. All right. We're going to build this bot. Get my workspace ready. Okay. We're going to build the fax bot first, which is this live chat widget. Okay. If I refresh this page, you're going to see there's going to be a live chat widget down here. There should be. There it is. Hi there, have a question. So it doesn't work yet because it's not hooked up to anything. So let's build a bot. Okay, so here's what we do. I'm going to start from scratch. So I'm in CloseBot. Just make sure you're on modify bot. And if you have one bot, you can start with that one. But if you have multiple bots, we're going to make a new one. I'm going to hit plus. Doesn't matter what you choose. Maybe try to choose the one closest. Painting, cleaning, I guess would be close. It's like a house thing. Okay, so go from there. You have to choose one. All right, so call this Picasso. We'll call this live chat. And I want to give the bot name Picasso. I'm going to turn off stop for upset lead. I always turn that off because it's too sensitive and it'll turn off and you won't know why. Someone wasn't really upset. The bot thought they were upset, so I turned that off. I don't stop when all the objectives are done. You can. That saves you money, obviously, with your chat expenses and your SMS expenses, but this is a demo bot and I want people to keep interacting with it. I'll use GPT-4 Turbo. I don't care about these settings down here. I'm going to save this really quick and then I got to integrate it. Okay. So to integrate it, let me just get my key. It's here. Okay, so you all know how to integrate a bot. This is an integrating bot class, but if you don't know, you go to integrate. You need to connect it to GoHighLevel. And when you make a new bot, even if your other bot's connected, it's not automatically connected. So be aware of that. You'll wonder why it's not working. It's because you haven't connected yet. So I want to go to Picasso Paints. Awesome. Click it. Boom. All right. Takes a second. Okay. Now I've already copied my OpenAI key, which you can choose. If you don't have an OpenAI key, that's fine. You'll pay CloseBot for using ChatGPT. It's cheaper if you use your own OpenAI key. This is not a class on how to get your own OpenAI key. It's pretty simple to do. You can look it up, but I have one. I'm going to paste it in here. I'm going to hit connect. Okay, cool. All right, our bot's connected. Now I'm going to go to objectives and let's start. Actually, I'm going to go to main. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is let's tweak this a bit because this is the cleaning bot, right? Hey, this is the cleaning bot default. So let's change this. It says, hey, you. So we can keep some of this. Hey, you, your fun receptionist named at rep name. That's Picasso, who works for a house, company that paints houses. It paints houses. This company is super local and well trusted in the community. So at lead name, whoever's coming in doesn't have to worry about a thing. Now watch this. At lead name responded to one of your online advertisements saying they want to get their house deep cleaned for $75. We're not going to use that here, but we are going to use it on the offer bot, right? So then it knows why they're there. And that's why it's kind of better to have two bots. But this live chat bot is a good starter bot. I'm going to get rid of this. It's just a general thing. So important business information. The company name is Picasso Paints. And you take pride on your pricing, even with the low price. You use high quality products and are speedy. You are licensed and bond. No, I shouldn't say that because that's a lie. You are located in Chicago. You're located in Chicago. You have been in business for 35 years. You use eco-friendly products. Because you'll see if you type that in there, I've been noticing that the bot will automatically kind of ask, hey, do you want to use eco-friendly products? So I'll show you how to handle that when the bot starts asking random questions that you didn't tell it to and how to store that information and give it to the client. You use eco-friendly materials. Okay, and then how to respond. So people always say, I don't want my bot to say, hey Josh, or I don't want my bot to do this. I don't want it to say that. This is where you put that. Okay, so this one says, if that lead name asks your personal question, come up with a sincere response. Don't tell them you're a bot. So you're going to want to get rid of this. One cool thing your cleaning company does is wood treatment. Don't say that. You should not sound like an assistant, especially not a boring. Okay, this is fine. Okay, so you can keep that as is. And I'll keep on the relax and I'll save that. I'm going to go to objectives. We're not going to do it. We're not going to make a knowledge base just yet, but we will. We go to objectives. Okay, so it has some built-in stuff, which is fine. So if you'll notice, our bot comes in. First thing it's going to ask is any questions. So I'm going to change info. I'm going to say any questions. I'm not going to save it to a variable right now, but I might later. Okay, so in CloseBot, this title is the title of your objective. Okay, so here's how CloseBot works. In the objectives, there's these 6 priority lanes. The bot will ask each question in each lane and then move on to the next column. Sorry, move on to the next column and so on and so on. These are called swim lanes. If you're into Kanban boards or Agile, this is the same concept, right? So the bot just moves down these objectives, moves down the line, and it won't continue down the line until it's complete with the objective, which is great. If you ever use ChatGPT with one long prompt, that can be very, very challenging to handle. So this allows you to, with very, very simple prompting, create a bot, right? So the name of this objective is called any questions, but here's all the prompting I need to give the bot right now. Ask if they have any questions. Just ask if they have any questions. And then I'm not even going to add a sub prompt right now. So this is the basic prompt. You want to keep it short in CloseBot. This is a sub prompt. You get 500 more characters. I don't use them until I need them. And then when I do need them, I tend to fill it up because you have the room. You can update fields with the answers to the questions. I'm not going to do that right this second because I want to test this bot in a second. And then down here, for instance, if someone says, this is important. So you're asking any questions. Let's say someone says right away, call me. In the very first question, they just say, call me, right? So we're going to say, okay. No, I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say, how about you give us a call at, and then, you put your number in. And this is, you don't have to do this, but I just want to show you that you can, if a response doesn't pass, it has to pass the question. So they're going to ask questions, but if they say this, the bot's going to say that. And only if they say, call me. Anything else, it's just going to ask if they have any questions. If I say, yes, I want to know how much it costs, it'll answer the question. I say, what kind of paint you use? It'll answer the question. If I say, where are you located? It'll answer the question. They'll just keep answering and answering. Okay. Unless I put this max attempts on, which I'm going to. So it's only going to ask 3 times. See, max attempts. Close that. That's going to ask for the name. This is mapped to the name field in CloseBot. When you map to a few fields like name, email, phone, watch what happens to the prompting when I switch to email. It switched a bit. These things down here switch. So here's another example of how to dial in your prompting. If the lead says Y, it actually fails. This is the scale of 0 to 100. A low rating means it doesn't pass. A high rating means it does pass. The passing scale is based on the sensitivity rating. The middle is 50. I never touch this. Okay. Also, right now we're doing the gather info objective type, which is this orange color. We're only going to be using this gather info type until the very end. Okay, this is kind of a new feature as well. So we're using the standard gather info objective type. Okay. And again, since I changed it to email, it changed some of the prompting for me. I'll go back to name. Notice it changes. So if someone says Y on name, says, well, it's much easier to chat. It gives that answer a low rating, and it asks the question again, what's your name? Not that rudely, but it prompts them to give their name again and again. But if someone says name's Josh, it's Josh Rosenfeld. That's a good answer, and that allows the bot to know what is a good passing answer. This is totally optional. You don't ever have to do this, but we may do this as we move forward because this is how you really dial in your prompt, your bot's conversation. Okay. All right. So I'm going to move on. And again, this is going to ask this question no more than 3 times. It's going to ask for their phone 3 times. And again, if I align it to the phone number, CloseBot automatically puts in the proper prompting for you. Okay. Unless you use your own fields, which we will do, not right now. Okay. I'm going to close this. Then it's going to ask for the email. I'm going to close that. Finally, it's going to try to book them. Okay. Which is fine. This already has, oh, cool. It has a calendar in it. So the new CloseBot, since you've integrated with GoHighLevel, there's now a pull-down menu for the different calendars, which is really cool because it didn't used to do that. You had to go and look at the calendar ID and get this permalink. It was kind of a pain in the butt. Now you don't have to do that. So we know that we're going to want to book a strategy call with this person. Not a strategy call. This is just we'll change the name of the calendar. This isn't for AI. This is just just to schedule their painting with to schedule the house painting or ask or talk to someone, right? So let's do a 30-minute Zoom call. And if you auto update the calendar field, these are linked to all your custom fields and your fields in CloseBot. And I'm going to show you this. Okay. After I make this bot work in about 2 minutes, I'm going to back up and show you everything slowly. Okay. All right. So this is hooked up to calendar. So it's automatically going to do conversational booking. All right. I'm going to save this bot and I'm going to test it right now. I'm going to test it in CloseBot. CloseBot offers a bunch of tools. So here's the pull-down menu. This is crucial. This is where your bot lives. Be aware that it just kind of goes back to your default first bot occasionally when you refresh the page and switch around menu. So, just be sure you look at that because you may mess up and just not know where your bot is if you have a bunch of bots like me. So here's my new bot, Picasso Live Chat, down here at the bottom. I'm going to click on that. And we're going to do the single bot for now. Okay. Oh, nuts. What did I do that for? Oh, Jesus. See, I did it to myself. Oh, that's terrible. Okay, I can fix it. No problem. So here's what I did. Because I wasn't paying attention, it did default back to this default bot. And I just changed the default bot real quick, but that's fine. So all I got to do is go to live chat bot for Picasso Paints. Click on modify bot. So when you do integrate your bot, it defaults, it goes all the way back to the beginning. So be aware of that. You're making the mistake I just did. Okay. All right. So watch, I just refreshed. Go to your bot. Hit objectives. Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. Watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to delete this bot. Sorry, this will take 5 minutes. So I'm going to go back to this default bot here. I'm going to duplicate it. Wait, that's not the bot. I want to go to Rosenbot. I'm going to duplicate this. So that's duplicate. So I'm going to have this duplicate bot here. I'm going to make sure it's integrated. So it is integrated, which is unusual. It doesn't really do that. So I'm going to call this Picasso, or yeah, Picasso live chat. Call this Picasso. Dun, dun, dun. Objective, save. Okay, cool. So there we go. So here's this one. Let me make sure the other one's not there so I can erase it. No, okay, cool. So this is our live. Okay, cool. So now about 7388, it's connected to our sub account automatically. The new CloseBot does not have any custom variables, so you don't have to do anything. But what you do have to do is install the snapshot. Okay, so when you integrate it, there's a when you go to integrate on this tab here, there's a little snapshot link above under GoHighLevel. I've already done this, which is why I'm not showing you, but you'll click the snapshot link. Do the standard snapshot loading into GoHighLevel, obviously. You load the snapshot. Then I went to sub accounts. I loaded Picasso. I loaded the snapshot. This isn't about how to load snapshots, obviously. Okay. So I loaded the snapshot, and in automations, you're going to see there's a CloseBot V4 folder. If you're new to CloseBot, it's going to say CloseBot V4. If you've been using CloseBot for a while, this may just say CloseBot. It may say CloseBot V2, could say V3. V4 is the newest, so you should have the newest version, updated snapshot if you can get it. Okay, so I'm going to click on that. When you import the snapshot from CloseBot, you can get rid of this here. They added an extra one, so I'll just get rid of that. So you guys don't have to get it from. You're going to get my snapshot. Okay, so the step 2 is where all the magic happens. You're going to learn in CloseBot, and it comes set to draft mode. I'm going to set it to. I'm going to publish it, and I'm going to go to my. Okay, so that's good to go. So now, if I go to my website, I do want to test this thing. It's right here. So if I hit refresh and open up my chat widget and I say hi, you can see that it's down here. So it says this thing, like, give me a minute, the best person to help you out. We could tweak that. Working in live chat is kind of challenging because it doesn't cache well. So you'll see. You have to use different incognito windows, essentially. So it takes about 15 to 30 seconds usually for CloseBot to register. And you could watch what's happening in CloseBot and see if anyone came through. Yeah, so I came through at 7:34. That's me. Didn't respond yet. That would just mean live chat's not hooked up properly. Okay, no problem. So what I do is I'm going to go back to CloseBot and close this. Back to CloseBot, and I'm going to test my bot here first. You can. I don't usually test here, but you could. I'd usually set up a Facebook page because I think that works well, but I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to reset this chat. I'm going to say hi to it. They could be coming in from, they're going to come in from live chat. They could say anything. Hi, I'm here to help. Oop, that's not right. So I already know that I got to change something quickly. I need to change the main. Yep. Darn it. Okay, so watch. So here's how you copy from one bot to the next. So since I messed up my original bot because I didn't pay attention to what I was telling you all to pay attention to, which is this menu, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy. Let's see, where'd that go? Yeah, I do it again. Okay, lead name is a warm lead who is interested. At lead name. Sorry, guys. Let me just do this real quickly. At lead name is coming here from a web chat widget on the Picasso Paints website. And then down here, the company is Picasso Paints from Chicago, Illinois, in business for 35 years, specializes in house painting, exterior and interior. We use eco-friendly products. Okay, that'll work. And I don't want it to be educated. I do want it, I'm just to make it be relaxed. I like that. So I'm gonna do where's relaxed? It's not relaxed on here. Let's do friendly. Okay, so I'm gonna save that. Let me look at my objective real quick. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Name, phone, email, booking. Yeah, see, it isn't connected. So I got to connect it. Unfortunately, this interface sometimes isn't that great, but you got to live with it. So this is real world stuff. Okay. Integrate. Paste in my OpenAI key. Okay. Okay. So now if I go to booking, it's going to be connected to a calendar. I go to calendar. There isn't any calendars in here. So we're going to make a calendar. But I want to test this thing in the live chat widget because it should work. Okay. So this is going to work too well here. Once you test it once, you kind of need to make an incognito window. So I'll do that. I'll do hi. And while we're doing that, if you want to watch what CloseBot is doing, you can see if anything was said by clicking on the dashboard. This is where all the conversations are happening. So now it's coming through as the proper bot. Hey, Larry, can I assist you? Do you have any questions about our eco-friendly painting services? Yes. What does that mean? And then I'll ask it one more question, and then I'll let it ask for my name, phone, and email, and I'll let it try to book me. And that'll be pretty much what we could do today is have this bot set up. Eco-friendly means so I can keep asking questions, but notice how it moved on to the next question. It says, tells me what eco-friendly is, and then it asks me for my name. But I can say, well, is it more expensive? I want to keep asking it questions. Is it more expensive? Just to show you all that you can keep asking it questions, and it's not going to get past asking for the first name. It's going to stay on track, which is where CloseBot excels, is staying on track with your objectives. Okay. See, they're competitively priced. I told it not to discuss price directly, right? So it's not, but it's trying to get my name. So I'll say, sure, my name is Josh Rosenfeld. And then here in this dashboard is where you'll see the messages coming in. And we'll get more into this tomorrow when we go slower and kind of break this down and we add to our knowledge storage and give it a knowledge base. And then we'll build off of that to make our next bot and we'll test it and that'll be it. All right. Nice to meet you, Josh, says the bot. If you'd like more detailed info or a quote, could I reach out via phone? Sure. And let's look at the contact it created while we're here. So in your contacts, here's the contact it created. And what's cool is that when you use live chat, the visitor comes in as like this guest visitor. That's the name that live chat in GoHighLevel gives the person. So that CloseBot tweaked it so that when it gets the real name, it replaces it, which is nice. This was the first instance I did of live chat on this browser. This Josh Rosenfeld is coming from the browser on the left. So this is accurate. So if I click on Josh Rosenfeld, you'll see that it asked me for the phone number. It put in my phone number. Now it's asking me for the email. And I'll use my email. Okay. So I gave my email. You can see it come in here. And I'll also explain how CloseBot works is more, which is all CloseBot stuff is stored here, and I'll explain how this works later. Okay. So tomorrow, the next day, you'll learn a lot more about CloseBot. I just want to get this up and out so you guys can test it. So it asks for my email. Now it says we're all booked up now. Oh no, why are we all booked up now? Because we don't have a calendar. So let's do that real quick. So I'm going to go to Picasso Paints, I'm going to go to calendars, and I'm going to make a new calendar. Create calendar. We'll call it a simple calendar, and we'll call this just general. This is the general calendar, and then we're going to have actually, this is the booking calendar, and the other one is the offer calendar, which is going to be, we're going to have two calendars, morning and afternoon. Remember, this is just a general booking. I'll just call it booking, general booking. Labeling is important. General booking, and for custom URL, you have to give it something really random because all of them are taken. So I'll just call it Picasso. Blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter. Meeting duration, 30 minutes is a long time for painting, right? So 15 minutes, and the calendar is only going to be available to my customers from 8 to 5. This is not real, so I'm not going to hook it up to my calendar, so I don't care. From 8 to 5 p.m. Meeting location. We can do Zoom. So I'll use my Zoom link because this is going to be a real site. So let me use my Zoom link, which I'll grab from here. I forget it all the time. Okay. I'm going to paste the Zoom link. So that's the location. And I know that's probably overkill for a painter, but we'll tweak it later, maybe a phone call or something. I don't know, but that's how this is going to work. All right. So advanced settings just opens this up. So you can be more general. I don't need to mess with it. Connections. I'm not connecting it to a real calendar at the moment, so I'm just going to hit save. All right, so now when I go back to CloseBot, and go to modify bot. Oops, it's back to the default bot. Okay, so make sure you're on the right bot. So this booking step, let's book a 15-minute Zoom call. And I know it's probably overkill for a painter, but it is what it is. I'll show you how to do phone too in a second. Okay, there's no sub prompting. So the calendar, general booking. So look, there's the calendar right there. So it just shows up. It's really easy to do. Okay, I'm going to hit close. I'll hit save. Now you can't test the bot for conversational booking, but you can in live chat. So watch if I say, since I'm testing, so now it's all about testing. Once your bot's created, I've learned that it's about 25%, 30% bot creation and GoHighLevel work, and it's like 70% testing, right? Because we're writing programs that are the chat bots, and this is the only way to test them. So on the left in the live chat widget, while I'm still in this instance for me in this live chat widget, since I fixed something slightly, I'm going to say, I'm not going to even reset my bot. I'm just going to say, what? And it's going to try to book me again because it's going to try to book me twice because there's a setting for each objective where you can limit how many times it tries. This is set to twice. Okay. So I know for sure that it's going to probably tell me that it has available time. Okay. Now it works. See? So when your calendar is hooked up properly, after I said, here's my email, it'll say, would you be ready for a 15-minute Zoom call? How does Tuesday at 8:30 sound? Sure. 8:30 a.m. It's fine. And if you've ever done conversational booking with GoHighLevel, you know that it can handle all sorts of things like, no, that's not good for me, or what about next week, or all sorts of different things. But say, sure, 8:30 is fine. And that's all it's going to do. I have no other steps after this booking step. I don't have a thank you step. I don't have anything like that. The calendar isn't even hooked up really to send emails back and forth to the client, but we'll do that. Okay, so look, it says perfect. I've scheduled our Zoom call looking, forward to discussing your project and looking how we can bring your vision to life with our eco-friendly paints. Why is it so hooked on eco-friendly paints? Because that's all that it knows about in the main. Tomorrow we're going to write better prompting using ChatGPT and all that stuff. Okay, so see what else we have to do. Any questions? Anybody? Before I move on? No. Okay, good. Thank you. All right. So to recap real quick, we have a web page, a single web page that is in our sub account. We have a form in there that we're going to hook up this week to the offer bot. Right now, we're working on our live chat general fax booking bot, which is down here. Seems to work pretty well. It booked a call. It asked our name, email, phone. If I go to the contact, Here I am here. Got my name and email in here. It's got all this good stuff. It's got the tags put on here. So when CloseBot goes through and completes its objectives, it automatically puts different tags on there that you can use in different workflows if you want. They don't do anything automatically. Like there was a booking error before, right? And over here, so it let me know there was a booking error. So if you're a real business, you'd obviously want to look for booking errors and deal with it elegantly. We're not going to do that in this 4-day class. And these other things here, like appointment booked, you would use that to send an email to the to the client saying, hey, you've got an appointment booked. Here's some details on here. Because whenever you talk to someone using CloseBot, it actually puts a history of your whole conversation here in this message history, right? So what I like to do is after someone goes through a bot, I send this message history to the client. You could even use this message history with a ChatGPT step and workflows in GoHighLevel to extract information from it. There's all sorts of cool things you can do with this, okay? So we'll learn how to do some stuff with that. We're going to have multiple calendars. We're going to have 3 different calendars, 2 bots. We're going to have, this is going to be our only website. We're going to tweak this a little bit. Let's see. Okay, so you're going to get all the recordings. Here's the notes. All right, let's keep going. We have about 12 minutes. So I'm going to keep going here. So let's see if I can get the other, let's see what we can do. So are there any questions on this basic bot here? We're not going to flesh out the knowledge base or anything else till tomorrow. Let's get this other bot here set up real quick, okay? So I'm going to go to CloseBot. By the way, how long did that take to make a bot? Like a half hour. So CloseBot's really quick, super duper quick to make a really easy, elegant bot. So what I want to do is I want to duplicate this live chat bot, and I'm going to pay attention this time. So I'm going to duplicate this bot. Let's integrate it first. See, it's not even integrated. When you hit save, it's going to disappear. So anyways, we're going to call this Picasso offer bot. Name is Picasso. All right, I'm going to save that. All right, so I'm going to integrate it. Picasso Paints. Paste my OpenAI key. Okay, so here's my OpenAI key. Okay, so this stuff's already written. Except we know the offer bot is a slightly different why the conversation is happening. So at lead name is coming here from a 15% off offer for our house painting, our complete house painting package, which is our offer name. Complete house painting package from the Picasso Paints website. Blah, blah, blah. I don't need to change anything else. I'm going to save that. I'm going to keep it friendly. Okay, so now we're going to go through the objectives. And these are going to be different. I know their name. I know their address. I know all this stuff, right? So I don't need any of that. Again, watch your menu here. It switched back. Terrible. All right, so I hit OfferBot. Okay, go back to objectives. Okay, so I'm going to get rid delete this, delete this, delete this, delete this. We're going to want to keep booking in here. Okay, so the first question it's going to ask is, so they're going to be coming in from a 50% offer. That is going to say, we'll call this good offer. That's what we called it in this thing here. We called it. So now we're building so we built this, right? So Picasso bot, fax bot done. Now we're building an offer bot. So the offer good step. So we're just going to call this offer good. And I want to say, so 15%. is find out if the 15 is good enough to book an appointment right now, is good enough to book an appointment right now. Okay. And I'm going to save that. I'm going to save it. Okay. And that's going to go right into booking, but we're going to tweak this. So this isn't as simple as it looks. So what I'm going to do is this offer, we have to deal with it. It says yes or no, right? And then morning or afternoon. So we'll deal with the no in a second. But I'm going to move booking down here. I'm going to make a new priority that says morning, afternoon. And say find out if they want a morning or after noon appointment. And obviously, you could take more than 4 hours to paint a house. This is just to show you all how to switch bots. All right. There's ways you can do it with up to 10 hours. I am gonna update a field here. Okay. So I'm gonna save this. I'm gonna go to GoHighLevel. I'm going to make a custom field. So the custom field is going to be here under morning or afternoon. So I'm going to go to custom fields. I'm going to add a folder first. I always like to put things in, make them nice. So we'll call this Picasso. That's the name of this bot. Okay, so now I'm going to add a field. This is going to be it's going to be a drop down. You can use drop down or radio select, but you'll see what I'm about to do in a second when I choose why I chose drop down. So I'm going to say morning. The name of this is going to be morning / afternoon. I like to give them the name. I like to name everything the same. I'm going to put it in my Picasso group. First value is going to be morning. The second value is going to be afternoon. There is no other options. That means that the bot, when I hook it up to this field in a second, so if I go back to my bot, I hit refresh because the bot's got to see your new field and GoHighLevel. So you got to refresh it. You can do that by just doing what I just did or going to a different section. But again, make sure you're in your right bot. All right, so I got to go to my offer bot. And if I go to objectives on this morning after objective, if I go to here and type in morning, so there's my new field, right? So if you read this, it says the bot will update this field with a single option. We only want one. They can't choose both. That's why I did that pull-down menu. A single select pull-down menu. Only one option. The bot will update this field with a single option out of the possibilities here, morning, afternoon. So this is how I route bots. This is how I do all my routing. Is I use a field like this. I use the multi-line pull-down menu single select option in my custom field, and that's how I do all my routing, and that's what we're going to use to do routing of the different calendars. Okay, so I'm going to save this. I'm going to close this. We're going to have two different booking steps. So there's going to be booking 1 and booking 2. So one's going to be called afternoon for morning. Book a morning appointment. And this is all going to be our custom variable, which is other. So we're going to put a custom variable in here. So morning booking. And then we're going to have an afternoon booking, but we're only going to ask one based on the answer to priority to this objective here, morning after, it's going to determine which calendar we use, right? Pretty simple. So we'll do that later. We'll do that tomorrow. Oops. This is called what happened? Morning appointment. Calendar. It's so annoying. So if you do change the calendar around, it changes the name of this thing. So be aware of that. Morning appointment. Book a morning appointment with @lead name _ name. That's the variable for the CloseBot uses. I'm going to copy this because I know I'm going to want this I know I'm going to want this in my next thing. Okay, close, and this is afternoon appointment. Oop. Okay, book an afternoon appointment with that lead name. Okay, cool. So now our bot's ready for tomorrow. Okay, so our offer bot. Oh yeah, then we have thank you. So I'll do that real quick, and then we're going to call it a day. So the thank you is going to be one of these gather infos, which means that it just says something. It doesn't ask a question. It doesn't store a field. Thanks. Say thanks. I'm going to save it. Okay. The last couple minutes here. Are there any questions? Any thoughts, comments, concerns, things you need me to do, go over, talk about, think about? No? Okay, good. All right. So tomorrow, here's what we're going to do. We're going to finish offer bot, which means create calendars and create a calendar switcher and go high level. So that's the offer bot. And then we're going to need to test bots. Then we're going to test the bots. And then we're going to go from there. Cool. All right. So if there's no questions, thanks all. Thank you everybody for coming. I'm going to stop the recording and I'll see you all tomorrow. Good night.
Ciao, Josh.
Thank you.